Hi everybody, this is another Flying Rookie video, and this is another video of my DJI F550. I got two of these aircrafts. This is my oldest F550, and I got a newer one that I put a lightweight landing gear and a 2000 milliwatt digital transmitter that I built to fly far away on FPV. Now this one that I got here is my old one. The other one is black, this one is white. This one got the white arms, the other one got the black arms. So this one is the one that I used to take nice videos or just do, any close by, FPV flies with it. And the reason I'm making this line of sight video is because in another FPV videos, this one's because I'm gonna test this two upgrades that I did on this aircraft. And one of them is the motors. The motors that I used to have is this KEDA 2215s 1050 kVs, and I don't know, these motors, I didn't feel that they were that smooth on this aircraft, and I decided to change it to the blue ones that you see on my aircraft right now. And these ones are also KEDAs, but these ones, they are designed based on the HITEC motor design. Versus this one's I think this is KEDA proprietary design. I got these motors but in different sizes on some of my other aircrafts, and they fly great. They are smaller sizes, but for some reason I feel they fly better than the ones that they make of this design over here. Maybe this motor is more of a airplane motor than a multi-rotor, but these ones, they work awesome as a multi-rotor motor, so that's why I decided to replace these ones with those ones. These ones, I forgot the size of the motor. I know it's 924 kVs. I know it weighs 57 grams. These ones, they are a little bit heavier. They weight 67 grams. So this one's 10 grams heavier than this one. So by me upgrading this aircraft with these 6 motors, I'm right now caught 60 grams in total of weight of this aircraft, and any little gram that you take off, it helps. These ones, the KVs are lower than this one. These ones, they are 1050 like I mentioned, and those ones are 924 kVs. These ones are 924 kVs. They make two versions of this motor that they are identical in size and weight. The other one's 1050 kVs, but I decided to go to 924 to see if I get a little bit better flying time. I don't need that much power on this. This is just to fly nice and slow. And the other reason is the ESCs that I got. They are not that powerful. Normally I like to put ESCs that are at least 10 amps above, or whatever requirements the motors got for ESCs. Supposedly these motors, they need ESCs. They work on the maximum 15 amps, but they can peak on 17 amps. The ESCs that I got right now, they're 20 amps, and that's the other upgrade that I did. I had the DJI Optima 30 amp ESCs in here, and I replaced them with this ReadyToFlyQuads ESCs, and that 20 amps. But the nice thing about them is they are Simonk K, and when you put Simonk K into a multi-rotor, the multi-rotor just flies better with it. Okay, so that's pretty much it on the introduction of the new upgrades. Pretty much all the stuff that I got on this aircraft, the same stuff that I always had in it. So for some of you guys that have been following my videos, you guys pretty much know what I got here. That's my radio, so I'm gonna proceed to fly it. I'm using I'm gonna use for battery a 3S 8400 milliamp NANO-TECH, and this battery is actually meant to be used on trackless vehicles, but I also use it on this aircraft. I don't fly 4S on this aircraft because the FPV equipment that I have is designed to work only on 3S, and I don't want to burn my video transmitter. I know I could use a power step down, but I don't really need that much power on this anyway. Plus these motors, I believe they're not designed to work on 4S, even the KVs are a little bit lower than the motors that I had before. And if I wanted to put 4S in here, then that would mean that I would have to put smaller props. And I don't want to do that. Okay, so I'm just gonna put it right here on this mark. And power it right now. Okay, so I gotta wait for him to acquire the satellites. Okay, so in GPS mode, so I'm gonna switch to audio mode. Well, another upgrade that I did on this is that I still got the old NASA, but I upgraded with the V2 firmware. Now the weird thing is when I had the older motors, for some weird reason, yeah, I just acquired the satellites and also acquired the compass lock. Let me take off right now and see how this thing's gonna work. Alright. I'm going GPS. Now I gotta straight up my GoPro. The aircraft right now weighs like 2.5 kilos, and for some reason with the other motors the flight wasn't smooth. You know, he was always like jumpy, especially because of the ESCs that I had. They were Simonk, even they were kind of high speed, they were 450 hertz. They were high speed, you know, like a Simonk. Simonk is more responsive, so you get a smoother flight. And I discovered by using these same ESCs on my other F550 that got different motors. They got motors that are smaller than these ones. You know, that one was flying nice with it. So one thing that I want to find out, even this aircraft is a little bit heavier than the other ones, 300 grams heavier than my other F550, because I don't have no gimbal or anything on the other one. I don't even got a GoPro. I got a Horizon HD on the other one. I'm curious about the flying time that I'm gonna get with these motors, because if for some reason these motors they end up to fly better than the motors that I got on the other one, that they have 43 grams per motor when these ones are 57 grams, I might switch these motors to the other one. Now the other one, even they got smaller motors, they got higher KVs. They are 1050 kV as well. And both aircraft, this one and the other F550 that I have, the one that I call the Lone Ranger with the black arms, both of them they do have the same side props. So I'm using APC 10 by 3.8 props. So that, like I was mentioning, I changed the upgrade the firmware of this thing. So the firmware that I got now is the V2 4.0. Okay. Now, when I used to fly with the other motors and the other ESCs, when I first did the first V2 firmware update, the one that I had like 2 updates previous to the one that I do have right now, for some reason, I had to, the aircraft wasn't flying nice, and it was doing like a jolt. So I was assuming that the gain settings that I had on the other one, they were compatible with the new NASA firmware. So I had to lower the gains. The ones that I had before with the old NASA V1 firmware, they were way high compared to the ones that I had to put over here. And after I did that, you know, it started flying a little bit better. Yeah, I'm talking about with the other motors. But then while I was flying, I was getting like a jolt sometimes, you know. So the aircraft was flying nice, and suddenly it was doing like this, you know, like a little jolt to the right. And I don't know if that was like one of the motors was about to malfunction or something like that. Or I don't know if one of the ESCs were, you know, about to go bad on me. But I decided not to take any chances. And I said, you know what, let me wait until NASA comes out with an even newer firmware. And at the same time, I'm going to buy new motors and new ESCs for this. I want to put Simonk case on this thing. And that's what happened. You know, November 11 of this year, 2013, they came out with a firmware 4.0 for the V2. It's also compatible with the old NASA, and then I decided to buy these motors. And same ESCs that I do have on my other 550, I bought it for this one too. And so far, you know, it's fine. Nice. Right now, it's a little bit, you know, it's starting to, you know, the wings start to blow a little bit. So that's why this flies not that smooth. But still, it's flying good. Now I'm gonna go to attitude mode. Now this thing flies like, this thing is a little bit of a cow versus the other one, always way lighter than this. I'm not that good of a line of sight pilot. One thing that I forgot to do, I'm gonna land real quick, is that I wanted to turn on the older GoPro on the that's inside the aircraft and see how good, you know, the gain settings that I put over here and the, you know, the gimbal settings, how good they're gonna work. So let me turn it on. All right, I'm gonna start recording. Right now I'm doing with the test that I'm doing right now. Oh, I want to check the motors too. Oh, the motors, they feel good. Oops, the camera is crapping on me, I guess. Let me start recording and then you just stop recording. Let me see. Okay. If the camera goes over 20 seconds, then it's gonna record fine. I don't know, this is the Hero 2. It's going over 20 seconds. And so for some reason it's not being working perfectly on me, so I don't know what's going on. Okay, so let's take off again. So far I've done over 5 minutes of flying time. One thing that I like is that this aircraft somehow it takes off very nicer than the other one. It takes off evenly. I'm gonna go to GPS mode. Alright? You're gonna make the aircraft look at me. And then I'm gonna tilt the camera down. Okay, I got the camera looking at me. Now this gimbal that I have doesn't tilt that far down. It's a Quadframe landing gear and a Quadframe 2-axis servo operated gimbal. The nice thing is the new gimbal that they made for this aircraft, that one is going to be designed to tilt even further down because it's going to be a brushless gimbal. And they have it with the motors. If you buy already built and balanced for the Hero 3, they're going to charge you like $104 for it. So probably that's why I'm gonna end up buying. And this one, what I might end up doing is putting it on eBay and sell it. I just wanna have it right there, hovering right next to me. And you can see the gimbal right there. I can tilt it up a little bit, and that's the farthest it goes down. It doesn't go lower than that. Okay, so now what I want to try to do is I'm going to do a little bit of intelligent orientation control, IOC. So I want to put the aircraft looking, facing the other way. Alright. Now, I'm going to stand in the line where I took off, because if I fly behind that line, the commands, they're going to get inverted. I'm going to put it right there, and now I'm going to go to IOC. Now I'm on IOC. Now let's oh, the IOC is not working. I guess I forgot to activate it on my computer. Oh, actually I had a home lock. What I want to do is I want to put it on course lock. Now it's on course lock and it's working. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make it look, the nose of the aircraft is looking towards the left. So the red arms, that's the back. Now if I move the stick forward, it's gonna move sideways away from me. If I move the stick to the right, he's gonna move to the right, but he's actually going reverse. Now if I move the stick to the left, it's gonna move forward. And it doesn't matter in which direction the nose of the aircraft is looking. Right now I'm doing a 360. And wherever I move the right stick, that's where he goes. That's what IOC is about. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn off the IOC. Yeah, I'm gonna send it away. I'm gonna do the IOC. I had it on course lock. Now I'm gonna do home lock. Home lock is kind of like if you were flying. It's like a return to home, but it's a return to home on that you do manually. So now I got it on. I got on home lock, and now I'm just gonna. What you do is when you pull the, if you lose the orientation on the aircraft and you put in home lock, you move the stick back, and he's gonna come back straight to the point of origin. It doesn't matter where he's at. He can be even flying behind you, and he's gonna come to the point of origin. So he's coming back to that spot. That's where I took off. Now it's not gonna bring it up and down. You have to control that with your throttle. So now I'm gonna turn it off, and now it's in normal mode. You know, the IOC, the intelligent orientation control, is off. So the fly is on normal flight mode. Now what I want to do is I want to check the voltage. It's at 10.7 volts. Yeah, I went so far with 10 minutes of flying time. So I'm gonna do what's the name? Return to home. So just gonna. I'm going over 11 minutes of flying time right now. Okay. Now just switch it to return to home. And I'm not touching anything. The aircraft is going to come back by itself. Got 10.6 volts. And he's heading back. And not doing anything. Look, man. No hands on the remote, only by holding it. So right now he's acquiring the home position. There's that place there. And he's gonna, little by little, he's gonna start to come down and land. Now I'm not gonna let it land. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cancel the, as soon as he get like, probably like 10 feet away, I'm gonna cancel it. But the problem is when you got these aircrafts that they got, you know, really tall landing gears, and you don't land by themselves, they tend to, you know, land too hard. So I had to turn off the return to home and then turn off from GPS to attitude mode. And now I got command of the aircraft again. So I'm gonna go to GPS mode. I got command of the aircraft. I got still got 10.6 volts. Like I said, this aircraft weighs 300 grams more than my older F550, the one that I call Lone Ranger, the one with the black arms. So I hope I get, you know, like a decent flying time with this. Because if I do, I might put these motors on the other one too. I'm doing a little bit of easy line of sight flight with this. Now I'm not that good of a FPV pilot, line of sight pilot, like I mentioned before. I got issues with orientation, but do a little bit of it. Now it's got 10.5 volts. They got over 30 minutes of flying time. I'm gonna be impressed if this thing do the same flying time like the other one. Because the other one with the little motors, that they are and 300 grams less, and the other one does total 50 minutes of flying time. So even if these motors they are larger, I believe they're going to be more efficient. Now I'm going to do a little bit of, actually there's not that much what I can do now because I know this flight is going to be over soon. I got my light pole arms set up on this aircraft to go off when it reached 10.2 volts. I'm just gonna go on there under the net. Not that I built this aircraft to do proximity or anything. Alright. That was the light pole arm, so I had to bring it back and get ready to land. Alright, so I did almost 50 minutes. So I did 40 minutes and 52 seconds with that 8400 battery that I put over here. So what I want to find out is the batteries, the motors. The motors, they're not hot, they're not even warm, they're not cold either. It's a little bit cold right now. It's like 50 something degrees out there, Fahrenheit. But the motors, they feel, like ambient temperature. So they feel like they are like around, I don't know, 70 degrees or something like that. So they're not even hot, they're just not cold. So let me turn off the recording on the GoPro and turn it off. Okay, that was good. For the aircraft that weighs 2.5 kilos, that's like around 5 pounds, it flies beautiful. I can't really complain. I love the way these motors perform, and I love the way the ESCs work. And the ESCs are cold. None of them warm up, not even a little bit. So I believe these are the adequate ESCs for these motors. So I guess I got the winning combination over here for 3S. For the people that like 3S and not 4S on this type of aircraft, I think I got the winning combination. Now if I had something larger, something like a 650 or something like that, then I know definitely I gotta use 4S lipos. But this thing doesn't really need it, so I'm really happy with this. So this is it on this video. I appreciate that you guys stopped by to my channel and watch my latest video. of testing this aircraft. So the next video that I'm gonna do of it, hopefully I might have the brushless gimbal in there, the Quadframe brushless gimbal, and see how it's gonna work. I just decided to do it with this gimbal and see how it does. But definitely I want to put the brushless gimbal in here because it works as great as one of these belt-driven gimbals that people used to buy for like $500 or something like that. It's amazing. It's like these brushless gimbals right now, they're so great that they are, it's like you're replacing your CDs with an MP3 player. You know, that's the game changer when it comes to technology. And right now you get a gimbal that works amazing and it's really cheap. This gimbal with the gimbal controller is going to cost me altogether probably like $150. The gimbal along with the motors is like $100 built. If I buy it, I wanted to put it together, and I buy the motor, it's going to be like around $80 for $20 more to build it for me, and they balance it for the Hero 3 because I might end up putting a Hero 3 on here, and this Hero 2 I might move it to another of my aircrafts. Okay, so thanks for watching, everybody, and see you guys later. Take care.